Joseph in 4 acts. The Christmas story is for everyone, but it's also a very grown-up story. Nowhere more so than in the part Joseph plays. But let Joseph tell his own story in 4 acts. Act 1, Joy. One Sabbath in the synagogue, the rabbi read to us from prophet Jeremiah. 600 years ago, our people were captive in Babylon, and the prophet told them how to handle that. Build houses, settle down, plant gardens, eat their produce, marry, have sons and daughters, live a normal life. Now, said the rabbi, we live under the boot of another tyrant, Rome, but the message is the same. So, build houses, settle down, plant gardens, eat their produce, marry. When I heard that, I almost jumped up from my seat. Marry, the very thing I thought of day and night. Marry Mary, my betrothed. My first thought on waking, my last thought before sleeping, my best thought always. Yes, I would soon receive God's gift and marry Mary. The boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. Surely I have a delightful inheritance. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Act 2, Despair. The storm broke suddenly and without warning. Mary called for me and told me. She looked me in the eyes and told me she was pregnant by the Holy Spirit. She said. My world collapsed. The Lord had often spoken to me when I looked at Mary, when I drew near to her. Joseph, he said, go no closer, not in your body, nor even your mind. Take off your shoes. This is holy ground. I obeyed to the letter. And now, some man, who was he? Some man had trampled on that holiness, sowing his seed there, desecrating that sacred soil. Mary implored me to believe her. I would not. I could not. The Mary I knew, the Mary I had called wife for almost a year since our betrothal, that Mary was dead to me. I told her so. You're dead to me. Now leave and take your nonsense tale with you. I knew I must divorce her, quietly, and leave her family to shield her shame. Act 3, Hope. And then endless dark days and darker nights, turmoil, confusion, a brooding melancholy set in. There is another Joseph in our ancient scriptures, famous for his dreams, and how by them he saved our father Israel and all his family, and so this nation. I've never been a dreamer, but now sleep was broken by dreams, nightmares, fearful visions of grief and loss, and weeping for a lost wife, weeping for our children who were no more, weeping for my own shattered self. And then, one night I fell into a deep, untroubled sleep. In pitch darkness, I heard a great voice calling to me, "Joseph, son of David, don't be frightened. Take Mary home as your wife. She has truly conceived by the Holy Spirit. She will birth a son. You must call his name Jesus. He will save his people from their sins." In the morning, I waited for Mary in the street where I knew she must pass. "Come home with me, wife," I whispered. She spoke not a word. An ironic smile graced the corner of her mouth. Then she clasped my hand and followed me home. Act 4, Nativity. I settled quickly to the life of a married man, and of course I was a man. I lay in bed at night watching Mary in the half-light, her breast rising and falling with every sleep-calmed breath. I confess, I longed to consummate our union. It was my right by law, but also forbidden by the heavenly vision. Patience, Joseph. Love is patient. There can be no union until the child is born. This is holy ground. And all became easy. As Mary's belly grew, as her meek beauty blossomed with child, so I looked on in silent and chastened wonder. Then the set time was come, the appointed day. There were pangs, then a birth, and immediately the anguish swallowed by sheer joy. A child is born into the world, our child, that which was conceived by the Holy Spirit for the first time, saw the light of day and was seen in that light. And Mary, my image of Mary in those days, oh, I see her still, complete, her baby at her breast, Mary pouring herself out for him in a way I never could. Once more I heard the heavenly voice, softer now, less clear, but certain. He will save his people from their sins. And how on earth, I wondered out loud, are you, little one, ever going to do that?